All right, we are live. Welcome, YouTube viewers, listeners. Welcome, everybody, to today's contest, this ball game on a beautiful afternoon. I got to point that out. It is a great day for baseball. It's, 70 degrees? Very, very little breeze coming in from behind us, from behind home plate, right here in Dundalk, Maryland. Today it's the Catonsville Cardinals versus the Dundalk Lions, and the Lions are taking the field now. And the lineup for Catonsville, batting first is Roman March in left field. Angelo Ramirez in center field. Alex Elliott at third base. Pete Howe, the designated hitter, there in the four-hole. Tony DeAngeli at first base. Lexis Calderon is catching. Christian Figueroa at second base. Austin Golden at right field. And Orlando Perez at shortstop. And pitching today for Catonsville is Travis Weaver. He is 0-2 on the season with 0 saves. And Dundalk, they're in the field right now. And when they come to bat, their order is going to be leading off Julian Samonte at shortstop. Ivan Gonzalez at center field. GT McGuy at second base. In the cleanup position, Doyle McNew over at first base today. Sam Ritchie's the catcher. Isaiah Coxon, DH. Devin Hollingsworth at third base. And Tristan Pomeroy, right field. And Ben Hall over in left field. And pitching for the Lions today, we have Hunter Wright. He's 0-2 on the season as well. And today should be an exciting one. Not just because of this amazing weather. This game was originally slated to be played tomorrow, but because of the threat of bad weather, it was moved to today, where it is much better. It's about as perfect weather as you can get for baseball here in Dundalk, Maryland on this. I just got to say, it's a glorious afternoon. I'm Jimmy Flame on play-by-play. Deacon Storm is usually with us, but he has the day off, so he will not be here today. It's just me and you all day. Getting those comments, talk about the game, and, of course, comment. And if you want to do a shout-out, we're doing those here in baseball games as well. We're doing the shout-outs in the baseball games. There's no designated time for that. As I see them, I'll just call them. But I'll definitely be checking during the seventh inning stretch for shout-outs. And we're ready to go. Umpire takes his spot. Dundalk's getting set and stepping up for Catonsville is Roman March, the left fielder, for the first pitch of the game. Scheduled for 3:30. It's coming in here looking like 3:27. And that's outside. Corner for a strike. Starts him off with a fastball to the outside. In there. 1 strike so far. There's a little curveball. Oh, it's another strike. Starts him off 0-2. Roman March looking for something there. Here's the windup. And the delivery is outside. He went outside again but didn't get it for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I'm here pulling up these fancy stats that we have, thanks to the amazing world of the internet. Oh, big arching curve, too high, too far inside. It's 2-2 to Roman March. He's batting .256 on the season. He struck out 10 times, but he's got 3 triples. And he rips one down to the, oh, it's foul. Just past the first base line. Count remains 2-2. Catonsville's played 11 games so far this season. Their team batting is .233 with a .346 on base percentage. And there's a high. Oh, that curveball just got away from him. Hall just missing that one. Just a bit inside, right? They say just a bit outside. That one's just a bit inside. Here's a windup. Down and away, and he walks him for ball 4. So Roman March gets on here in the first. No outs. We got a runner on first. And that's scored as a BB, ladies and gentlemen. Up next is Angelo Ramirez, the center fielder for Catonsville. As Hall looks in. Umpire says we're ready, so we're ready. Ramirez digs in. Goes over to first. Oh, ran him back. March with the head first slide back into first base. And Ramirez is back in the box. Hall gets his sign, looks over to first. And there's the delivery. Fastball too high. And Ramirez showed a bunt, but pulled back. Perhaps trying to move that runner over here early. And that scores a ball. Yeah, so it's 1-0. And Hall goes back to first. Oh, they caught him. Throw to second, slide. He gets him. He's out. So March is out, number one. Attempting to steal, but Hall catching him, taking off from first, and they just caught him. Throwing that ball over to McNew and fired to second for the out. And that's a ball. 2 balls, no strikes, no one on, 1 out. Ramirez at the plate, and here comes the pitch. Throws a fastball, cut right back towards us. 2 balls and a strike for Hall, who is 0-2 on the season, looking for that first victory. He's had 4 appearances so far this year, and here's the windup. Pitch right down the middle. That ball kind of cut on him a little bit. Back into the parking lot, almost hitting a car, but it doesn't, fortunately for them. And it's 2-2. Ramirez hanging in there. Couldn't quite get the all of that one. Hall gets his sign, the windup. And he loses another curveball. High and inside, we'll call that one. Full count. No one on. 1 out. Ramirez digs in. Hall quickly gets to this pitch. Fires a fastball up to the second baseman. He gets it over to first for the out. 2 up, 2 down. Ramirez sits down on a ground out to second base. We're going to score that one 4-3. And that brings Alex Elliott to the plate. Alex Elliott is the third baseman for the Cardinals. He's a .270 hitter on the year. As he looks at the first pitch, rips it down the third base line. That is foul. Not by much. (0-1) to Elliott. Almost causing a lot of trouble on that one. He ripped it right down that third baseline, but it barely got out. Hall looking for a 3 up, 3 down inning as he gets the wind up, delivery, swing and a miss. Big swinging strike there. Good place for a curveball, I might add. As Elliott was clearly looking for a fastball there. He was a little bit ahead of that one. Crossed him up a little bit. Here comes Hall on the 0-2 pitch. Curveball to the outside. That's a ball. 1-2. No runs. Hall's faced 2 batters so far. Both of them have gone down. Oh, my gosh. You guys caught that? I've been corrected. I've been saying Hall the whole time. Where am I getting Hall from? Here's another moment for me to make fun of myself. Hunter Wright. Hunter Wright. We're going to go back. Hunter Wright's 0-2 on the season. I'm going to blame this wonderful weather for that mishap right there. Too busy thinking about the bright sun. There's a pitch down to third baseman. He catches it clear across the diamond for the out. 3 up, 3 down. So 1 walk, no hits, no runs. We go to the bottom of the first. Dundalk Lions get their first at bat when I come back. And we are back. The Lions taking their first dibs at the plate, where they'll be facing the pitcher for the Cardinals, Travis Weaver. He's 0-2 on the season. And leading off for the Lions, the shortstop, Julian Samante. He's a .290 hitter so far on this early season. He's played in 11 games, 31 at-bats. And he'll take his first one right now as he waits on the pitch. It's a high inside fastball to start this one off. 1-0. Samante steps back in. Weaver looks him in. And there's a pitch, fastball right down the middle. Looked like a nice two-seamer there. It's had some movement on it. To the inside. Swing and a foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Samante. Samante does have a home run on the season, 6 RBIs. He's walked 4 times and struck out 9. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Too high. 2-2. Tell you, Weaver's throwing some gas out there. There's a lot of life on that fastball that he's throwing. We'll see if that comes to his benefit when he throws his breaking. And there's one right there. Breaking pitch. Too high. Full count to Samante to lead this inning off. It's the bottom of the first. Still no score. Dundalk hasn't even really had a chance to score yet, as this is the first batter. And there's a pop fly. It's coming back. Count remains full. Samani's on-base percentage is .351, and he's looking to, oh, there's one straight back at us. Another fastball, couldn't get around on it. Still a full count to Julian Samante. Coming in today as the shortstop for the Lions. Here's a pitch. And that was a slider. He couldn't get around on that one, or he got around too quick on that one. Full count. Samante's hanging in there. Weaver showing a lot of his stuff early on. And here comes the delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike out. Number 1 for Hunter Wright. Not Hunter Wright. There's my second gaffe. There we go. Travis Weaver. I'm blaming it on my score sheet. I have the pitchers on the wrong side, so I'm going to switch this up real quick. And that brings Ivan Gonzalez, the center fielder, to the plate as he awaits the first pitch. And here it is. Swing and a drive to left field, and it's going to hit the gap. Gonzalez around to second, and he's in with a standing double in his first at-bat. Ivan Gonzalez goes oppo on that one, and that's a double. GT McGuy comes to the plate. Rewriting this name here real quick. Weaver gives up the big one early. 1 out, runner on second, and that's a strike to the outside. Start off GT McGuy, the second baseman. No balls and 1 strike. Gonzalez takes his lead. He looks in. Here comes the pitch. Fastball. Oh, no, that was a slider. Low. Weaver's got a really good slider fastball combo. They both look real similar coming out the hand. And the slider just has this nice break as it comes in. That was inside for a foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes to McGuy. I'm sure you guys can hear some of that breeze hitting the microphone now as the wind has picked up from left field. Gonzalez takes his lead. He's going. He's taking off. Here's a throw to third. It's not going to get him. And that's a stolen base for Ivan Gonzalez. Showing off his wheels there. And the count goes to 2-2. So the Lions are in business here early. 1 out, runner on third. GT McGuy at the plate. 2-2 count. Weaver looks in. Here's a pitch. Fastball laced to second. Second baseman fires a first for the out, and that's going to score a run. So Gonzalez is going to score on the out. I'm sure McGuy will take that any day of the week to get that run. And now, stepping to the plate is Doyle McNew. He's the first baseman today. He's hitting .424 on the season. Starts him off with a strike there. 0-1 to McNew. McNew does have a pair of home runs on the season. 0-2 count. Weaver comes home. Fastball low. McNew, did he get a piece of it? Nope, they're going to throw it first to complete the out. That's a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, but we got 1 run on a hit with Ivan Gonzalez scoring and a stolen base. Dundalk 1, Cardinals nothing. Top of the second coming up here in a minute. And we're back for the top of the second. Dundalk leads 1-0 as they're coming off Catonsville's initial at bat, which they went 3 up, 3 down. And here comes the first pitch. In there for a ball to the outside. This is Pete Howell hitting for the Cardinals. He's the designated hitter, number 16. He's a .310 hitter on the season with a home run. He digs in. That one goes to the outside. Catcher couldn't hold on to it. 2 balls, no strikes to Pete Howell. And here comes the pitch. Way outside, comes right back, bounces right back here to the booth. 3-0 to start this at bat to Pete Howell. And he walks him on 4 pitches. And that's a BB to Pete Howell. Next up, Tony DeAngeli. He's the first baseman for the Lions, number 25. As he digs in. As Hunter Wright gives up his first walk of the game. And he goes back over to first, trying to cross him too. Pete Howell's a little bit quicker to get back. As DeAngeli still awaits the first pitch. Comes to the plate this time. Fastball in there for a strike. For his first strike of the inning. And there's a lead. He goes back over to first. As Tony DeAngeli continues to wait patiently at the plate. DeAngeli, there's another throw back over. Nope, just keeping him over there. DeAngeli's a .318 hitter on the season. Curveball gets away. He's had some troubles with that today so far. That's about the fourth one that's gone outside like that on him. One and one. Lace to second. Second baseman's right there. Double play possibility to second to first, and they get it. That is a 4-3 double play. So we go DP. Double play. And then once again, 2 up, 2 down in the inning, despite getting the leadoff runner on for Catonsville. That brings up Lexi's Calderon to the plate, the catcher, for his first at bat as he looks down the pitch. Curveball, that was in there a little bit, but it's still too far outside. That's a ball. Definitely look better than the other curveballs that have been thrown so far today by Hunter Wright. And here he comes home again. Inside. Another breaker. 2 balls, no strikes to Lexi's Calderon. Dundalk leads 1-0. Top of the second, 2 outs. Nobody on. Fastball laced right up the middle to center field. Center field is going back. He cannot get to it. That one is gone. Lexi's Calderon goes yard and ties this one up. 1-1 here in the top of the second inning with 2 outs. Wow. I mean, he laced that one. And the Cardinals dugout is celebrating, and the manager comes out to the mound to have a little talk. I mean, that was a good fastball to the outside, but Lexi's Calderon just caught everything about it and just smacked it. And that is Lexi's Calderon's first home run of the season. That brings Christian Figueroa to the plate, the second baseman. It's now a tie ball game, top of the second, 1-1. Just like that. It looked like Dundalk was going to get out of the inning, another 3 up, 3 down. But Calderon had something to say about that, and here comes the pitch. High. 1-0 to Christian Figueroa. And the Cardinals bench is coming alive. There is a ground ball to second. Scoops it up over to first for the putout. 4-3 putout. And that ends the inning. So we got 1 run. By the Lions in that one to tie this one up. It's 1-1, bottom of the second. Coming right up. And we are back, YouTube. Make sure to get down in that comment section and talk about the game. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time the Lions take the field. It's baseball season. That's right. We're live here in Dundalk, Maryland on a gorgeous, I said gorgeous like it was a past tense. Oh, my gosh. A gorgeous afternoon here in Dundalk, Maryland as Sam Ritchie steps in for his first plate appearance of the day. And here's a pitch. Fastball. He pulls it to third. Foul. 0-1. If you're just tuning in, you missed a rocket of a home run in the last inning by the Cardinals, rather, to tie up the game 1-1. That's where we sit right now. It's 1-1 here in the bottom of the second. And it's 1-1 to Sam Ritchie. Here comes the pitch. Fastball inside. That got him. So that's a hit by pitch. As Ritchie will take first. HBP. Looked like that one tailed on him a little bit. As the umpire is going out to the mound. He's checking the mound. He's checking something about the mound. But it looks all good. He's coming back to the plate. And with a runner on first, Isaiah Coxon steps up to the plate. He's the designated hitter today for Dundalk. He's a 188 hitter on the season. Left-handed bat here. Steps in. Strike right down the middle. No balls, one strike. Ritchie takes his lead. Weaver's not even looking over. He's all home plate here to the outside. That's a ball. He called it a strike. Wow. I digress. No balls and two strikes. I'm left thinking how. But anyhow, that's a swing and a strike out. That's his third of the game. As Isaiah Coxon goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. Still a little baffled by that called strike. No on-air protests. But that looked way outside. And that brings Devin Hollingsworth to the plate, the third baseman. He steps in with a runner on first. With one out. Weaver looks in, not even looking over at first. So there's a big sweeping curve to the outside for a strike. So far, Travis Weaver's stuff has just been on it today. Here's another pitch. Pulls down to third, foul. So it's 0-2 to Hollingsworth. Weaver looks in, gets his signal. Again, doesn't even look over to first. And there's a sweeping curveball. That was low, but he went around for strike three. And already, Weaver's got 4 strikeouts on the day. As Hollingsworth takes a seat. And Tristan Pomeroy steps to the plate. He's the right fielder. 2 outs. Got a runner on first. Pomeroy hitting an even 200. A fastball to the inside. It's a strike. 0-1 to Tristan Pomeroy. He's got 8 walks on the season. So he showed a lot of patience up there. And that one's inside for a strike. Wow. Popping the glove on that one. And Pomeroy is looking at an 0-2 pitch right here with a runner on first. Weaver's yet to even look down the runner over there. He's coming home all the way. Outside. Ball gets by him. And Ritchie's going to scoot to second on the pass ball. So Pomeroy's got a ball and 2 strikes. Now he has a runner in scoring position with Richie advancing on the pass ball. Finally, Weaver looks him back. And he comes home, and that's outside. Oh, strike 3. Wow. He strikes out the side for his 5th strikeout already here in just 2 innings. So we're going to go to the top of the 3rd. It's a tie game, 1-1. And in that inning, all we had was a walk, no hits, no runs. Top of the 3rd coming right up. And we are back. Top of the 3rd. It's a tie game, 1-1 here in Dundalk, Maryland. The Lions versus the Cardinals. As Catonsville comes to bat. Striking out the side in the bottom of the 2nd. Hunter Wright's putting himself together Travis Weaver, rather. He's putting himself together a pretty good game so far. There's a first pitch inside for a ball to Austin Galda, the right fielder for the Cardinals. Galda's just a .083 hitter on the season, but he's in there. Laces it down to 3rd for a foul. 1-1. Count. As he leads off this inning. Here's the pitch. Big winding curve. Finally gets one to drop in there for a strike. It's 1-2 to Galda. Hunter Wright looking for his first strikeout of the game. On this pitch, the umpire calls timeout. So they'll pause here for a second. Hunter Wright's putting together a pretty good game of his own, in his own right, so to speak. Here comes the pitch, outside, fastball. Doesn't get there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Galda steps in. Actually, I don't even think he ever stepped out. Here's a pitch, and that one looked pretty good for about 52 feet, and it just dove on him. We got a full count. Austin Galda steps in, looking at a full count. Here comes the delivery. Curveball. Wow. That could have gone either way, but Hunter Wright's going to start the inning off with a walk here. And Galda's aboard. And that brings up Orlando Perez for his first bat of the evening. And then we're going to switch it back over to the top of the batting order here after this at bat, and he fires it over to first. Gets Galda, or just rather he's keeping Galda honest over there. One and 0. Perez looks down to the third base coach, gets his sign. Golda takes his lead and fires back over to first. It gets by the first baseman, and Golda's going to advance to second, possibly further. He's rounding the corner to third, and he's going to get to third standing up. That ball just soared past the glove of Doyle McNew over there. Wasn't a whole lot he could do about that, as Hunter Wright just let that one sail, and resultingly Golda doesn't take one, but he takes two, and now he's on third base. With no outs, Perez in a pretty good position here, and that one goes outside for ball two. 2-0 to Perez. Golda looks on. And Wright's just coming home all the way. Laces it to the short. Oh, he could not get his hands on it as that ball just bounces right by, or off the glove rather. Julian Samonte just couldn't quite get to it. He was on it, but that ball took a wicked bounce away from him, hit his glove, and kept going to the outfield. And Golda scores. So the Cardinals take the lead. It's 2-1. On a hit by Perez. And that brings up Roman March. He fires it back to first. Here's the pitch. Just a little bit high. We got a ball and a strike. Fires back to first. McNew can't keep his hands on it, but it doesn't go that far. He's going to get it, and he cannot get the throw off. So Perez moves up to second. And the Cardinals are looking to pounce here, as Roman March faces no outs with a runner on second. Here comes the pitch. Curveball's outside. 2-0. Cardinals threatening again here in the top of the third. They have a 2-1 lead here early in Dundalk. Fastball tip into the glove. That's a strike. 2-1 to Roman March. Perez takes his lead. He's taking a pretty hefty lead out there. Second baseman comes in to squeeze him a little bit, but Wright doesn't even look back there. And there's a pop fly to center. Left fielder comes in for the catch, and he gets it back in to hold Perez at second.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So that's an F7 for the first out of the inning. So Roman March pops out to left, or flies out to left, however you want to put it. It was one of those towering balls that could be it could be called either, and nobody would argue with you. And that brings up Angelo Ramirez to the plate. He's the center fielder. That's a strike right there. He grounded out in the first. 0-1. And Wright turns around, just kind of letting Perez know that he knows he's still there. And he can't be taking that gigantic lead. Go ahead, take your lead, but you can't take a giant lead here. Sam Ritchie went out for a quick little visit, but he's back. Angelo Ramirez digs in. Here comes the pitch. Right there, fastball high, pops it up. Third baseman coming in, catcher's coming back, but it's going to land out of play. 0-2 to Ramirez. As both Sam Ritchie and Devin Hollingsworth came charging in for that one. I mean, it looked like it might have stayed in play there for a second, but it just drifted back here right next to our lovely press box behind home plate. Comes home, laced to center field. Center fielder's got he's got it. He's right under it. Makes the catch. Tag. He fires the third. Excellent throw, but it's just a little bit wide. And Orlando Perez advances to third on the sac fly by Ramirez. That brings Alex Elliott to the plate. Elliott looks on. 2 outs. Runner on third. Here comes the pitch. Fastball. Laser to center field. He's got a beat on, but it gets over his head, so that's going to score a run. Elliott into second with a standing double. As the Lions kind of lose the ball out there a little bit, but the runner's content with a double. So Elliott is in with a double as he gets an RBI. Scoring Perez on that play. It's now 3-1 Cardinals. Not Sam Ritchie, but Ivan Gonzalez rather. Sam Ritchie would never catch that ball because he's the catcher. Ivan Gonzalez out there in center field just couldn't quite catch up to it. He had a beat on it there for a second, but the ball just kept going and going and going. Dropped behind him to score the run. Pete Howell, the DH. Takes 2 balls in a row. 2-0. Runner on second, 2 outs. Another scoring opportunity here for the Cardinals. As Wright looks in. Looks back towards second, comes home. Low and outside. So it's 3-0. Hunter Wright really wants to get out of this inning here, but he's probably not going to be completely upset if he ends up walking. And there's a base hit down to he just could not catch up to that one. As Tristan Pomeroy couldn't catch up to it, and that scores another run. So Elliott comes in. And Howell sits out there at first with 2 outs.
I put left out. I meant to put right.
Tony DeAngeli steps into the plate, looks at a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. It's 4-1 Cardinals here in the top of the third. Wright looks over to first, comes home. Big curveball. Catcher fires over, almost threw it over the first baseman's head. But fortunately, Doyle McNew, pretty tall guy over there, he was able to jump up and snatch that one back down and keep it in the infield, rather. Fastball outside. Another 3-0 count. Tony DeAngeli. As Howell takes his lead. Here comes the pitch. Fastball too high. DeAngeli walks. As now we have a timeout. The manager heads out towards the mound to have a little discussion here. And number 3, it looks like number 3 is walking out to the mound.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. As Hunter Wright gets a little bit of a clap. Welcome back to the dugout. And it looks like I'm looking at the wrong sheet. That's funny. So we're going to stay with it. And wow, just like that, the Lions are down 4-1 as both teams started fairly even to start this game. However, Travis Weaver of Catonsville has 5 strikeouts already. And it's just the top of the third. He struck out the side in the bottom of the second, struck out 2 in the bottom of the first, and then but he also gave up a run in the bottom of the first. That's where Dundalk got their lone run so far, and ever since it's been pretty much all Catonsville as they lead the Lions 4-1. Here as we have a pitching change. Did you catch who they brought in? Evan Giordani, gotcha. So Hunter Wright leaves the game. Gave up that rocket home run in the second to Alexius Calderon with a couple of walks and 4 runs scored.
Julio Jones got released by the Titans.
We got people talking football in the background. What happened to Julio Jones?
He got released.
Oh. I'm sorry, who took the mound again? Evan Giordani, gotcha. I was trying to find him on the score sheet. So Evan Giordani's in the game. He's looking to get the Lions out of this pickle here. 2 outs, runner on second. There's a strike. So Alexius Calderon, who is responsible for that big home run I just talked about a few minutes ago, back in the second. And he rolls one up to second, has a little trouble getting to it, scoops it up over to first. Finally, out number 3. So 3 runs were scored in that inning. And 2 walks on just 1 hit. So the Cardinals take the lead in that inning. It's 4-1. We got the bottom of the third coming up in just a few moments. Stick with us. And we are back. Bottom of the third, the Lions trail 4-1 to the Cardinals. And up first for the Lions is Ben Hall, who we were talking about earlier, on accident. But Ben Hall, I'm finally saying his name in a more appropriate situation where he swings at a strike. 0-1 to start off the bottom of the third. Ben Hall comes into the game batting .231 on the season. There's an inside fastball. It catches him. Second hit by pitch. So Hall's going to get on here early with no outs. And that brings us to the top of the order. Julian Samonte will get a crack at it here. He struck out back in the first inning to lead off the game. Hall takes his lead. He gets forced back. Travis Weaver's been coming home for the most part of the day, not even really looking over there at first, but Hall's got him looking. And here's a pitch in the dirt to the outside. Catcher keeps it in front of him. Good job there. Hall stays put at first. Bottom third. We got a ball and a strike to Julian Samonte. Can't say it enough. It is a gorgeous day here. Here comes the pitch. Fastball right down the middle. Fouled directly backwards towards us. And we're at 1-1. Umpire changing balls there. Weaver looks in. He has his pitch. Comes home, low and outside. 2-1 to Samonte. No outs. He's got a runner at first. And he throws the first. It gets by him, and Hall's going to advance easily to second on the misfire by Weaver. That's the first mistake he's really made all day. So Hall will gladly advance to second there. And now suddenly Julian Samonte has a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the third with no outs. Samonte digs back in. 2 balls and a strike. Weaver looking back. He's coming home. A little bit outside, but the umpire's going to call it a strike. It's 2-2 to Samonte. And Travis Weaver's been getting that call all day long. Pretty wide strike zone, so the Lions are going to have to adjust to that if they want to have any chance in this one. They're going to have to, the batters are going to have to widen their perceived strike zone. Hall takes a lead. High and inside, and he takes a big cut at that one, but he can't get around on it. Strikeout number 6 for Travis Weaver. It's also the first out of the inning. Ben Hall stays there at second. And Ivan Gonzalez, the center fielder, comes to the plate. Ivan Gonzalez scored Dundalk's only run so far in the first inning. He started off the game with a double. And then he scored via GT McGuy. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Travis Weaver looks in. Takes a look back at second. Comes home. Throws it to the outside for another swing and a miss. 0-2 to Ivan Gonzalez. Gonzalez will chase those outside pitches. He can hit it the other way, so he doesn't mind going out there for him. But he couldn't catch up to that one. 0-2. 1 out. Runner on second. Fastball low and inside, but he calls it a strike. 3 looking. And that's strikeout number 7 on the day for Travis Weaver. Wow. Still a runner on second, 2 outs. GT McGuy steps up to take his hacks against Travis Weaver, who seems a little bit like Superman right now. There's a strike to the outside. Oh, and 1 pitch, 2 outs. Weaver looks back. Comes home low, but he takes a swing at it and can't get it. No balls, 2 strikes. This is just crazy. Travis Weaver looking to get his 8th strikeout of the game here. With McGuy. Oh, wow. Curveball started at the head and came and broke back in. It almost looked like he was going to get rung up on that one, but it's a ball and 2 strikes. But GT McGuy, if he's got something to say about it, it ain't happening. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on second. There goes the pitch. Low and inside, and Hall rather is going to advance. Catcher couldn't quite get his hand on the ball. So Ben Hall runs down there to third, uncontested. So now we've got a runner on third.
There's 2 balls.
Yeah, it's a 2-2 count. 2 outs. 2's all across the board, almost. And there's a grounder to second, scoops it up to first, and that is the inning. So, despite getting a run over to third, no hits, 2 strikeouts. We had a walk. Cardinals 4, Lions 1. We've got the top of the 4th coming right up. And we are back. And real quick, just wanted to let you guys know, let everybody out there on YouTube know, here comes the pitch. Outside, we're going to start off with a ball here. Hold on, let me get this in order real quick. As there's a high ball right there. As we got Christian Figueroa at the dish here. Top of the 4th. There's a high strike right there. 2 balls and a strike. There's the pitch. 3-1. Just wanted to remind you that this Saturday, the Lions are back at home for a doubleheader at noon against the College of Southern Maryland. Come on down or check us out. Check out the game right here on YouTube. Saturday at noon, first pitch. Here's a foul backwards as Figueroa goes to a full count here in the top of the 1st. The pitch rings him up. Strike 3. Sit him down as Evan Giordani gets his first strikeout of the game. And that brings Austin Galda to the plate. He scored in the last inning. He's also got a walk. And here comes the pitch. Wasted no time. Swing gets a little piece of that as it goes foul. 0-1. Evan Giordani showing a little life on his ball right there. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 2, 0-2. A lot of movement coming off of his pitches. Austin Galda Steps back in. Umpire had to check on the catcher there for a second. Here's a pitch to the outside. Did he go? First base umpire says no, he did not. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's another one of those could have gone either way calls. Goal to protecting the plate now. Here comes a pitch to the outside. 2-2. So Giordani daring him to take a hack at it outside. We got 1 out here early, and there's a swing. Strike, ring him up. That's 2 in a row for Giordani. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Stepping up to the plate, Orlando Perez, the shortstop. He scored in the last inning. Also registered a single. Here comes the pitch. Giordani's not wasting any time with his pitches. He just gets up there and starts slanging them. His pace is really, really up there. Here comes the pitch. High fastball. 2-0. Looking for his 3rd strikeout in a row. 4-1. And there's a pop fly. This could end it right here. Everyone converging. No one gets it. That's just going to drop right in. Wow. You'd like to say everyone saw that coming, but I did not see that coming. Needless to say, we now have a runner on first.
Error on who? Yeah, exactly.
Who'd you say?
He said yes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Who would you give that error to? Yes. All right, I'm literally just going to score an error for the whole team there. The entire infield. Here comes a pitch, and he hits it out to right field for a base hit. And Tristan Pomeroy quickly gets that ball back in to hold everyone to a minimum. So Perez moves up to second. Roman March stays at first. Still 2 outs, 2 on. Angelo Ramirez at the plate. Looking for his first pitch of the inning. He squares up the bunt, and he just couldn't. He's just a little bit too high on that one. For a strike. Ramirez flew out to center in his last at bat. Grounded out in the first. He's 0 for 2 so far today. Giordani comes home with it. A little bit too low. I second that. Someone behind me just yelled, good block. Yeah, that was a really good block by Sam Ritchie, the catcher. And we are 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. Lions looking to get out of this one. Comes home, and there's a hit right up to center field. Around comes Perez. He will score. And Rowan March moves all the way up to third on the hit by Ramirez. That brings up Alex Elliott. So Ramirez is going to remain at first. So we got first and third with 2 outs. Elliott looks on. Inside strike. Giordani started this inning off very strong with 2 strikeouts and just hasn't figured out a way to put these guys away ever since. We got 1 run on the board so far this inning, and Ramirez is going to dash to second. So now we got runners at second and third.
Singled up the middle, then
Now Sam Ritchie covered the ball, but just couldn't get it out of the dirt there for a throw to second. 2 outs. Here's the 2-out pitch. 1-1 pitch inside. It hits him. That's going to load the bases. Nowhere else for anyone to go. That is the third hit by pitch, or the third batter hit today from both teams. First by the Lions. The bases juice, 2 outs. Top of the fourth. 5-1 Cardinals. Here's the pitch. Just a little bit outside. As Giordani's just looking for any way to get out of this one. Pete Howell up to bat, looking to cause some damage here. Giordani looks back at second. No one's covering. Umpire calls timeout. So we'll stop here for a second. Alex Elliott hit a double in his last at bat. That was at the top of the third. And here comes the pitch. Ground ball over to second. Can't get a hold of it. Picks it back up, though. Scoops it out of the dirt for the third out. And the Lions get out of this one, giving up just 1 run on 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, no errors. Actually, we got that 1 error, right? They actually did. Okay, so they did call that one an error. So we got 1 error. It's 5-1. Cardinals over the Lions. We head to the bottom of the fourth, and we'll be right back. And welcome back, YouTube land. Make sure you get down there in them comments. Talk to us. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do that. You can be notified when the Lions come back on the air. Next home game this Saturday, noon, first pitch. It's a doubleheader against College of Southern Maryland. Come on out or tune in right here on YouTube if you can. We'd love to have you. 5-1. Cardinals over the Lions. Bottom of the fourth. Batting first here in the bottom of the fourth. The first baseman, Doyle McNew, who struck out back in the first inning. And he'll see his first pitches here in the bottom of the fourth. Swing and a miss. Big, hefty swing by Doyle McNew, who is your team leader for home runs with 2 so far this year. It's 2 more than me, you know. 2 more than you got. We're at 1-1 now. Travis Weaver looks in. Fastball inside. Actually, that was more of like a, I don't know what to call that pitch. There was some wicked movement on that pitch. I'm just going to say it was low and inside. How about that? Low and inside. 2-1 to Doyle McNew. Lions trying to get something going here in the bottom of the fourth. As their sole run coming way back in the first. And there's a swing. Little dribbler down the first. Pitches over to the pitcher who walks it right over to first for the first out. I said first a whole lot in that series of sentences. You know, that was crazy. So we score that one 3-1, right? You don't see those very often. At least not at junior college. Usually first baseman scoops it up and just runs right over. So we got 1 out. Sam Ritchie, who's been doing a fine job behind the plate as a catcher, steps in, looks at a strike to the outside. 0-1 to Sam Ritchie here in the bottom of the fourth. It's a 5-1 game, not out of reach. But with the way Weaver's pitching, The Lions got to get something going. There's a swing and a miss right there, 0-2. Ritchie back in the second inning reached on a walk. He was hit by a pitch, actually. And there's a big swing and a miss to the outside. Wow. Strikeout number. I got to recount this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, what? Yeah, that was his 8th strikeout right there. Travis Weaver's 8th strikeout. Sam Ritchie sits down for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th. And that brings Isaiah Coxon to the plate, the designated hitter, who was also a strikeout victim back in the second inning. Weaver comes home, throws it to the outside. That one's laced over there to where there's some people sitting over there. I didn't quite catch where that ball went, but that was kind of scary there for a second. 0-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Coxon digs in, and that pitch got away from him to the outside. Ball 1. So 8 strikeouts so far in the game for Travis Weaver. He's out there smiling. He and the catcher are having a good time. High fastball, got a piece of it. Goes foul. Ball and 2 strikes. Travis Weaver and Lexis Calderon having a little bit of a conversation, it looks like. He's not just like nodding for balls or saying yes or anything like that. There's some other stuff going on there. They're smiling. There's a laced it out there to right field. High fly ball. Right fielder's coming in on it. It's a home run. That one carries out. And Isaiah Coxon puts the Lions right back into it. And I just broke my pencil because I'm so excited. It's 5-2 Lions. On a towering shot by Isaiah Coxon. He is now the home run leader?
He already was.
He was a home run leader. Now he's definitely the home run leader. I'll just say that.
Yeah, he has 3 home runs now.
So the lead is down to 3. It's 5-2. And Devin Hollingsworth steps to the plate. He struck out back in the second inning. Maybe he can do his own little bit of damage here. And that's a low fastball. Gets by the catcher. You got 1-0. I broke my pencil coloring in that home run. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, that was a towering shot. That was an impressive home run right there. So I can get away with that one. There's a strike to the outside. We got 1 ball, 1 strike here to Devin Hollingsworth. Bottom of the 4th. Lions looking to do something here. They've taken a step in the right direction with that big home run. There's a big curveball right there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And they'd love to add more here. The way Travis Weaver's been pitching. Got to get what you can get as quickly as you can. Here's a pitch. And there's a high fly ball. Left fielder's under it. And he catches it for the 3rd out. So that's a fly out. F7. Just like the aircraft or the airplane or whatever. Anyhow, it's 1 run on 1 hit. We also saw a strikeout. And I got to say, Isaiah Coxon's towering home run. We're going to be talking about that for a while. Cardinals 5, Lions 2. Top of the 6th, coming right up. And welcome back. We're doing a little bit of house cleaning here. In between innings, there's a big curveball in there for a strike. As we are in the top of the fifth. Ground ball, second base, scooped up over to first, and that's an out. And it looks like did we have a substitution? What is his number? That's number 20?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
No sub.
So that brings Lexi's Calderon up to bat. Tony DeAngeli just grounded out for the first out. And there's a swing foul as Lexi's Calderon steps to the plate. Calderon hit that big home run for the Cardinals back in the second inning. Here comes a pitch. And that's just outside. Calderon, 1-1. Outside, strike. 2. Giordani still in. Comes home, goes outside again, takes a hack at it, but it's foul. Calderon reaching, just protecting the plate there. And there's a grounder up to second. Bobbles gets it up though, throws it over to first for the second out. So it's 2 up, 2 down. As Calderon grounds out over there to the second baseman, G.T. McGuy. And coming to the plate, number 5, Christian Figueroa. He struck out in his last at bat, grounded out to second, back in the second inning. And there's a strike. Giordani, for the most part, has been solid since entering the game. Comes home, and there is a line drive to center field. Center fielder's tracking it back, makes the catch. Out number 3, 3 up, 3 down. As the Lions make quick use of the Cardinals in the top of the fifth. We got no runs, no hits, no errors, all zeros across the board in the top of the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Dundalk's coming up. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Dundalk, Maryland on this amazing afternoon. Just about perfect weather for baseball. We got a 5-2 ball game. Cardinals lead the Lions here in the bottom of the fifth. And leading off for the Lions is Tristan Pomeroy, the right fielder. He struck out back there in the second. And this his second AB of the game. As the Lions closed in on the lead in the last inning with a laser shot home run by Isaiah Coxon, and he takes the first pitch for ball one. Weaver still out there on the mound, throwing a gem for the most part, despite giving up those 2 runs. 2-0. Weaver with 8 strikeouts on the day right now. And there's a pop fly to center field. Center fielder tracks it coming in, and he makes the catch for the out. And that turns around the batting order. Julian Samonte comes in to take his hacks. Nope, it's Ben Hall. I'm just making sure y'all are awake. So Ben Hall comes to the plate. As he walked in his last at bat, he goes the other way. It's towering. It's up there. Can you? And no, oh my word! The right fielder tracks it down and makes a pretty magical catch out there. I'll just say, I'll call it that. And that's Austin Galda out there in right field, covering a lot of ground. It looked like it had a chance to drop, but Ben Hall, nevertheless, flies out to right for out number 2. And now Julian Samonte steps to the plate. Weaver looks in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And he laces it over to third, but oh my word, the third baseman is there to catch it. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, Dundalk Lions turn it back over. Top of the 6th coming up. No runs, no hits, no errors. 5-2 Cardinals. And welcome back, YouTube. Remember, our next home game is this Saturday at noon. It's a doubleheader against College of Southern Maryland. First pitch at noon right here in Dundalk and also right here on YouTube. So make sure you hit that notification button if you haven't already so you can be notified when we go on the air Saturday. But right now, we're here. Lions versus Cardinals. Dundalk versus Catonsville. Catonsville leads 5-2. And there's a first pitch outside for a ball to Austin Galda, leading off here in the top of the 6th. Inside in the dirt, ball 2. Galda walks back into third and ended up scoring a run. And he struck out back in the 4th. As Galda looks it in, looks at that looping curve, takes a big hack at it. It's 2-2. Couldn't quite get under it. I mean, that thing looked like a beach ball coming in. Pitch to the outside. It's a full count to Austin Galda. Top of the 6th with the 5-2 lead. Full count. Looks him in, and he loses him on the walk. And that brings to the plate Orlando Perez, the shortstop, who has scored in both plate appearances. He reached on an error back in the 4th, and back in the 3rd, he singled. And here in the top of the 6th, looking to do more damage. So he throws over to first. as Golda gets back. Cardinals have 6 hits so far today to Dundalk's 2. And Giordani goes back over to first. Trying to keep that runner at bay over there. Golda does have some wheels on him. He comes home a little bit high on that one. 1-0 to Perez. And Giordani gets a signal. Looks him in. High again. 2-0. Giordani with 2 strikeouts since coming in to relieve Hunter Wright, who started the game. Comes home with that one. There's a strike. 2-1 to Orlando Perez. We got Evan Giordani, 2 strikeouts. It's funny. 2 strikeouts so far. He's given up a run. And there's a ball outside, very close, 3-1. So the umpire does not get the call. He just doesn't get the call. And Sam Ritchie probably even thought it looked good. He's the catcher, right? I mean, there's a foul. So we go to a full count with a runner on first. No outs. Top of the 6th. Cardinals with the 3-run lead, 5-2. As Giordani looks him in, looks over to first, and he goes to first.
I'm standing up. I'm looking exactly at this.
He sort of telegraphed his move over there, so Austin Golda had no problems getting back. Takes a pretty hefty lead now. As Giordani goes back to him, and Golda gets back. We got a little game of cat and mouse happening over there on first between Austin Golda and Evan Giordani. Giordani comes home. There's a hack at it. It's foul. Count remains full. Here comes the pitch. Runner goes, hit and run, dribbler to second. Second baseman comes charging in, can't get to it, can't keep his hands on it. He gets up and fires a third, not in time. So Golda advances to second, and then on a heads-up play, takes off for third, gets there safely, and Orlando Perez is in on. We'll see if they count it as a hit or an error. You're going to score that as an error? All right, so he reaches on an error. That's one of those, it can almost go either way.
Yeah.
That's not up to me to decide. I'm just here talking with my eyes. Having a little conversation here with the good folks at YouTube Land. There's a ground ball to second, and he can't get a hold of that one either. And Golda is going to score on that play as Roman March gets to first. And that brings Angelo Ramirez to the plate. He squares up the bunt. Fires a third, and wow, he cannot get the runner. Double steal. The throw was there. Sam Ritchie made a pretty good throw. It was there. But Devin Hollingsworth couldn't bring him down. So that's going to be scored as a steal. And then Roman March advances to second as well. Here comes the pitch. Big hack, popped out of bounds. Ramirez goes to 0-1. So no outs, runs scored. It's a 6-2 game. Giordani comes home low and outside, 1-1. Facing runners on second and third with a pretty good bat at the plate. Ramirez grounded out in the first, flew out in the third, and then reached on a single back in the fourth. As he looks on, here's a pitch. Just a little bit too high. 2-1 to Ramirez. His third baseman, Devin Hollingsworth, is playing in a little bit, trying to prevent that run from scoring. There's a hack right there. Foul. 2-2. The entire infield is playing in, protecting the plate, or at least trying to prevent that run on a ground ball. As Ramirez looks on, Giordani gets his signal as he comes home. Swing and a foul over towards the Dundalk dugout. Count remains 2-2. Two runners aboard, no outs. Giordani trying to work himself out of this one, as he has. And pretty much, and there's a swing and a foul. So the count's going to stay put, 2-2. Giordani's been working himself out of trouble since he came in the game. He started off the game with 2 strikeouts in a row. And then it's been a dink and a doink here and there ever since. And the Cardinals lead 6-2 here in the top of the 6th. Here's a pitch. Slicer, oh, it goes foul right above us out into the parking lot. Ramirez is battling, staying this one. That was more of a protection swing there. He's kind of reached out for that one and dinked it. Here comes the pitch. High, strike 3. Sit him down for Giordani's third strikeout of the game and the first out of the top of the 6th inning, bringing Alex Elliott to the plate with runners on second and third. Elliott scored back in the third. He also doubled back in the third. And here's the pitch. Takes a hack at it down the third base line. It is foul. He was hit by a pitch back in the fourth and ground out back in the first. He steps in for the 0-1 count with 1 out. Anything on the ground has the potential to score. The runner from third. Here's the pitch. And there's a shot right there to second base. He catches it. He goes running back for the double him up. Heads up play out there at second by GT McGuy as he caught that line drive. And on a heads up play, ran over to second as he caught Roman March sleeping out there for the double play to get him out of the inning. 1 run scored. We had an error. Cardinals 6, Lions 2, bottom of the 6th. Coming right up. Stay right there. And welcome back. We're in the bottom of the sixth here. Lions trailing the Cardinals 6-2.
Lined into, oh, there we go. Okay.
Here in what's been a pretty exciting ball game so far.
There we go.
And leading off for the Lions,
Just put
Ivan Gonzalez. He scored back in the first.
Okay. L.
He also doubled back in the first.
Okay.
Was caught looking. Looked at a strikeout back there in the third. One of Travis Weaver's zillion that he's had today, it seems. And here he is, bottom of the sixth. Swing and a miss in this 6-2 ball game. Thank you, Rich. Oh, he brought me two. Woo! No, I'll just take this one. Thank you. I'll have the orange one. Here comes the pitch, low for a ball. It's 1-1 to Ivan Gonzalez. Got to remember to hydrate, that's for sure. Sometimes I forget to. I get so excited about these games and like I forgot what water is. 2-1 to Ivan Gonzalez, who's played a pretty good center field out there today as well. Weaver looks at him, comes home, and then laces one right out to center field for a single. So Ivan Gonzalez gets on here with no outs in the bottom of the sixth to start this inning off. Bringing GT McGuy to the plate. McGuy responsible for that inning-ending double play at the top part of the inning. Snatched a line drive right out of the air. Stole a hit, really. And then caught Roman March sleeping and doubled him up as Weaver goes over to first to hold Gonzalez on the bag. But McGuy has two ground outs so far. One back in the first, one back in the third. As he starts his bat off with a ball, 1-0. Weaver looks in. There's a pitch low and outside. 2-0. The runner on first. Gonzalez takes a lead as McGuy digs in, waits for the pitch, fires back over to first, and Gonzalez gets back safely. A little bit of chatter coming from both dugouts. And that ball is in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Our next home game this Saturday, it's a doubleheader, a big doubleheader against College of Southern Maryland. First pitch at noon. Tune in. Come on down. Fires over to first. Gonzalez gets back. Now they're having a cat and mouse game out there. The guy looks on, rocking his bat. Hits it between the third baseman and the shortstop for a single. Now he's on. That's back-to-back hits for the Lions. Gonzalez moves up to second. The Lions are in business. 2 on with no outs here in the bottom of the sixth. They trail by 4. And stepping up to the plate is Doyle McNew, who grounded out back in the fourth, struck out back in the first. Looking to make some noise here in the bottom of the sixth, though. Both runners taking leads. Fielders aren't really holding them on. Well, the first baseman kind of got over there. Here's a pitch. Big hack, but he popped it back foul. And people are holding their heads like no one saw where that ball was going, but it's back there by the building. Forgot what that building's called, but it's a pretty cool looking building, I guess. Yeah. That's all I got right now. That's all I got. 0-1 to Doyle McNew. Takes a hack down the third base line, but it's foul. Bless you.
Thank you.
0-2 to Doyle McNew. That rhymes. I just caught that. 0-2 to Doyle McNew. Lets that one hit the dirt for a ball. I'm allowed to be corny once in a while in here, right? Thank you. I'm glad somebody agrees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs. 2 runners aboard. And Weaver turns around to send Gonzalez back to second. He's buying a little time there. McNew looks him on. Here comes the pitch. Fastball low. It gets by the catcher. Both runners are going to advance. So now we've got runners at second and third on a 2-2 count. Costly mistake by Alexis Calderon, the catcher, letting that ball squeeze by him. I mean, it was in the dirt, granted, but it was right there down the middle in the dirt. And he just somehow it just squeaked right between his legs, and the runners, as a result, advance with no outs. So Dundalk's in business right here. Here's a pitch, curve. Oh, it drops right in there. Look and strike out. Wow. That's his 9th. And I just broke another pencil. Do you feel the pain on that one? I was hoping for a big hit there. But McNew sits down. Strikeout number 9 for Travis Weaver. And that brings Sam Ritchie, the catcher, to the plate as he looks at a strike in what's been a very, very generous strike zone today. 1 out, 2 on, second and third. Here's a fastball cut right down the middle, foul. Weaver goes to 0-2. Or rather, Sam Ritchie does. Weaver, it's in favor of Weaver because he's a pitcher. Here's the pitch. He gets a piece of it barely on the outside. Ritchie swinging just to make sure. But he did get a piece of it, so the count remains 0-2. Man, what a hit would do here. Ritchie digs in. Gets a piece of it right up the middle. It's going to get past him. 1 run's going to score. Here comes the second run. There's going to be a play at the plate. He gets in there, not in time. Sam Ritchie with the big hit to center field, scoring 2 runs. GT McGuy comes around. Ivan Gonzalez scores as well. Just what the Lions needed right there. A big hit. Someone to come up in a moment and take advantage of the moment. And Sam Ritchie just does just that. A 2 RBI single. It is now 6-4, bottom of the 6th with just 1 out still. And we've got a mound visit. It looks like there's a pitcher warming up over there in the Catonsville bullpen. Does not appear that they're going to pull Weaver. Just having a little conversation. But what a hit. What a huge hit for Sam Ritchie right there. Almost broke another pencil, just writing it down. As when somebody needed to step up and make something happen, Sam Ritchie said, hey, that's me. And now he's standing on first with a 2 RBI single. And that brings Isaiah Coxon to the plate, who just absolutely slammed a home run back in the 4th. Here's a pitch to the outside. Ball 1. Almost forgot to circle HR in his last at bat there, but I knew it was a home run because who can forget that monster shot that he put up there? Here's a pitch to the outside. 2-0. Runner on first, 1 out. Lions trail by just 2 now. They're scratching and clawing their way back into this one. Here comes the pitch. Swings outside for a strike. Couldn't hold back on that one. But then again, Weaver's been getting that call all day long, so you kind of have to reach out and at least make an attempt. 2-1. Here's the pitch. And there's a base hit to left. That's going to advance the runner. And Isaiah Coxon's on with a base hit. Ritchie moves up to second. Lions still in business here in the bottom of the sixth. 1 out, 2 runners on. And that brings Devin Hollingsworth to the plate, who flew out to left field back in the 4th inning, struck out back in the 2nd. The Lions' bats are starting to heat up, though. That's their 6th team hit of the game. Weaver looks in, fires in the strike. Almost couldn't get it out of my mouth. He fires a strike. Fires in a strike, right? Way more exciting to say it like that. Here comes a pitch. Low and outside, 1-1. Hollingsworth looks that one over. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Weaver gets the sign. Runners take their leads. Here comes a pitch. No, he does not get that one. That was a ball because the umpire said it was a ball. 2-1. That did look pretty good, though.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good curveball. Got to give it to him. Nice movement. Not too much of that rainbow action. It just kind of sunk on him. And there is a strike right there. 2-2. Hollingsworth would love that pitch back again. You could tell. I mean, that was just like borderline meatball that he didn't go for. 2-2 pitch. Comes in, hits it up to left field, but it's going to go foul. Oh, the third baseman rushes over and makes the catch. So that's actually a fly out. F5. Kind of like the wrestling move. Tristan Pomeroy steps in to give it his shot with 2 runners on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Struck out back in the 2nd. Flew out to center back in the 5th. The last inning. As he digs in, looks on. Here comes the pitch. High and outside for a strike. Pomeroy steps in. Runners take their leads. Fielders aren't even worried about them right now. They're just worried about this batter. And there's a low strike right there. 0-2. Weaver's given up 2 runs in this inning, trying to keep it right there. 1 strike away from getting out of this one. And there's it passes. Both runners are going to advance again on another pass ball. So Coxon's going to move to second, and Ritchie's going to move to third. And it's a 1-2 count to Tristan Pomeroy. And suddenly, he's got runners at second and third. And Lexis Calderon went out to speak with Travis Weaver. Just reminding him, don't worry about the runners at second and third. Let's get this batter. 1-2. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out for strikeout number 10 on the day. And that's how you get out of that one. But needless to say, 2 runs were scored on 2 hits. We're going to go to the top of the 7th. Dundalk creeping back into this one. They trail by 2. It's 6-4. Top of the 7th coming up. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back, YouTubers. If you haven't hit the notification button yet, please do that. Our next home game is this Saturday. It's a doubleheader. It's a noon doubleheader. First pitch at noon against Southern Maryland, College of Southern Maryland. First pitch is at noon right here in Dundalk. If you can make it down to the field, come on down. Weather's supposed to be real nice. Or maybe not. I think you said it was going to rain, right?
It's supposed to rain, yeah.
I'm just going to say it's going to be super nice. So if we got a game, come on down, right? If not, tune into YouTube right here. We're in the top of the 7th. Here comes a pitch outside for a strike. Well, he's been consistent with that call all day long. And leading off for the Cardinals is Pete Howell, the designated hitter. That one's outside. That one's a ball. 1-1 to start off top of the 7th here. In a 6-4, a really tight ball game here. Strike. Wow. Really good curveball there. Looked like Howell was sizing it up, but he just didn't get under it. Swinging a miss right there, or not a miss, but a foul right there. Count will stay at 1-2. But Evan Giordani's been real solid since coming in back in the 4th inning. Couple of strikeouts, actually a 3 couple strikeouts. There's a ground ball to second base. He gets to it, bobbles it, can't hold on. And Pete Howell will reach first on what is almost certain to be an error there. So another error by the Lions. Another costly error. We'll see if it's costly, depending on what happens to these next few batters. But needless to say, Pete Howell's on first. There's no outs, and Tony DeAngeli steps in, take his swings. Here's the pitch. A little low and outside there for a ball. DeAngeli's ground out twice and walked once. The walk coming back in the 3rd. Here comes a pitch. A little high and outside. Ball 2. 2-0. On deck is Lexi's Calderon. He hit that big home run back in the 2nd. He'll get some swings here. Here's a pitch. And there's a rocket to center. The center fielder almost loses his feet, but he gets under it, makes the catch. And wow. That actually turned into kind of an amazing catch, considering it initially it looked fairly routine, but Ivan Gonzalez kind of tripped over himself a little bit out there, but then caught his feet, got his balance back, and then made the catch and got it back in to hold that runner at first. And here comes the next pitch. Drive to right is foul. Lexi's Calderon taking his swings here. His last at bat he grounded out, but he has shown his power early, or the potential power, as he's got a runner on first with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 0-1 pitch coming up. Giordani looks him over. Here comes the pitch. Fastball. Drives to the right. Oh, it's foul. Keeping the right fielder on his heels out there. We go to 0-2. Tristan Pomeroy has seen a few balls fly out his way this game. Most of them foul, though. As he digs in, Giordani comes home. Ball in the dirt. Trying to get Calderon to chase one there on the 0-2 pitch. Now it's 1-2. Double play balls in order. It's a pitch and swing. catches a piece of it. Umpire throws his arms up. It'll stay 1-2. Pete Howell was off to the races right there. So fortunately for the Lions, Calderon caught a piece of it. And the 1-2 pitch, just a little bit too high. 2-2. Howell stays at first. Takes his lead. Giordani's looking him over. And he comes home, loses that curveball to the outside. Full count. Top 7, 1 out. Runner on first. Giordani would love a ground ball here. Looks him in, and here's the pitch. Fastball outside, he loses him. Wow. So that'll put another one on. So Calderon's on. Howell moves up to second. And that brings Christian Figueroa to the plate. Figueroa ground out back in the second. Struck out back in the fourth. In fact, he was Giordani's first strikeout victim back in the fourth. And he flew out to center back in the fifth. Umpire's giving us a little bit of time here. Sweeping home plate. And again, Calderon's on first. Howell's at second. We got 1 out. It's the top of the 7th. Lions trying to stay in this one. Here comes a pitch. Oh, he lays down a bunt. Second baseman coming on. Can he get to it? He cannot get to it. All the runners advance. It is now bases loaded on a beautiful bunt by Figueroa. It was, yeah. That was a really... I don't think he could have put it anywhere else any more perfect. So 1 out and bases loaded for Austin Galda. He's reached twice on walks. So he's been walked twice, struck out once back in the fourth. He was Giordani's second strikeout victim. And here's a pitch. Swings and takes a beautiful hack, but fortunately that one is foul. Wow. He got under that one, but he was way too far ahead. And that's just a loud strike right there. But Galda has scored twice in this game. So here he is. The top of the 7th with the bases loaded and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Lines it up. Swings. Can't get to it. Strike 2. 0-2. Giordani has his entire arsenal to choose from here. 0-2. He's got Galda's back to the wall. He goes with a curveball to the outside. Galda doesn't bite. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to protect the lead here. Sets, pitches, fastball, dribble to first. He's going to come back home, and he gets him. So Doyle McNew opts to throw home to get the force out, and he does get the force out. So there's a force out there. Runners advance, clearly, because the bases are still loaded. They ain't got nowhere else to go. But Galda's going to reach on a fielder's choice there.
Fielder's choice, what is that?
I'm sure you guys can hear the chatter in the background here.
3-2 fielder's choice.
And up steps Orlando Perez, the shortstop, who's having himself a game. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Huge pitch right there for Giordani. 0-1. Bases jacked. here in the top of the second. 2 outs. Giordani's trying to work himself out of I'm just going to call it a pickle, right? Because this is a straight-up pickle right here. Doesn't get any more dramatic than this. Bases loaded. Trying to stay in this one. Laces it. Oh, my gosh. The second baseman can't get his hands on it. Bounces right through his leg. That's going to score 2 runs. As Perez comes through. So Calderon scores. Figueroa scores.
Error? Okay. All right.
And the Cardinals extend their lead to 8-4 on what looked like an inning that Giordani was going to be able to sneak out of. Here's the pitch. Little dribbler down the first. It's foul. Wow, wow, wow. So Golda's going to be hanging out up there at second base. As I update my scorecard here, there's a pitch. Pop up. Second baseman's calling for it. Everyone's backing off, and he's under it finally for the third out. Pretty wild inning. It looked like Giordani was going to be able to pitch his way out of that one, but at the end of the day, 2-run score. We had a walk. And we've got the bottom of the 7th coming up. Lions trailing 8-4 late in this one. It's 7th inning stretch time. I'm going to check the YouTube comments for shout-outs. So you got about 30 seconds to get them in here. I'm going to check real quick, and I'll be right back. And we're in the 7th inning stretch. YouTube land. The Lions trail the Cardinals 8-4. And what's turning to be a real showdown of a game. And I'm going to go over here to the chat. And Johanna Cruz says, "Let's go CCBC." Carla Gonzalez says, "My boys, let's go Lions." Heidi Torres 76 says, "Let's go Cardinals." And
He should be in already because he pinched her in.
the Dundalk Lions were wondering, how about this view with no backstop, huh? I wanted to talk about that a little bit. So if you've been tuning into games, you would notice that there would always be a fence in the way. But that has been fixed. We got it fixed. We now have a giant piece of plexiglass in front of us. So there is no more fencing standing in the way of the camera, so we can give you a cleaner view of the game, and we really hope that you guys are enjoying that aspect of our broadcast. And here we go into the bottom of the 7th inning. The Lions trailing by 4. Ben Hall steps to the plate. He flew out back in the 5th and was walked back in the 3rd. Let's see what he can do here. Here comes a pitch. We got a new pitcher on the mound. Did you guys catch who the new pitcher is?
Number 13, Jay Corona. I don't know his first name.
Jay Corona?
Yeah.
I can look him up. So we do have a new pitcher for Catonsville. Oh my gosh, he called that a strike. So Ben Hall is clearly not happy with that one. Rightfully so. I'll just throw that in there. So we go to 1-1. And we're going to get some info on this new pitcher real quick here. That's a low and inside strike, 2-1. I do see that he's number 13, so I'm going to use that information to do my super sleuthing skills and look on the Catonsville website and see if he's on there. Because no one gave us the message. And there's an inside pitch for strike. Wow. Or rather, a strike. 2-2. Ben Hall's a little frustrated up there. Clearly. As he waits on this pitch from the lefty. Swing and a miss. Sits down on strikes right there for the first out in the bottom of the 7th. I'm going to take advantage of this quick little lull while Julian Samonte steps up to the plate to see if I can locate this pitcher. Joel Corona. There we go. So you were correct. It is Joel Corona out there on the mound. And Samonte looks at a ball. I'm going to write his name down real fast. Bam. There we go. We're back in business. Here comes the pitch, the 1-0 pitch. Inside, it hits him. Samonte will take that one. He just pops right up to first. Another hit by pitch. It's been a little wild out there today. As there's now a runner on first with 1 out, and Ivan Gonzalez steps up to the plate to try and make some noise here. He's scored twice in this one. Had a single back in the first. He did strike out back in the third. But, yeah, like I said, he's had 2 singles, and he's scored twice. Trying to continue that trend here. As he digs in, Samonte takes his lead. And here's the pitch from Corona, high and outside. Corona's a lefty who's appeared in 3 games, and he's registering an 0-1 record so far this year. On just 3.2 innings pitched. Racking up some Ks, though. He's got 5 Ks in 3.2 innings pitched, and he's given up a home run. There's another one. He gets a piece of it. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gonzalez. So Corona's off to a pretty solid start so far. As mostly a relief pitcher. He's a freshman. Gonzalez looks him on. And Samonte takes his lead. The 1-2 pitch. Home takes a swing at it. He can't get around. Strike 3. So that's Corona's second strikeout of the game. So Travis Weaver, who started this one for Catonsville, ended the game with, I'm just going to count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strikeouts. Very impressive performance as he went 6, gave up 4 runs on his watch anyway. There's a ball low and inside to GT McGuy. McGuy's got 2 ground outs in this one. But he's also scored, and that was in his last at bat. Hits it out to right field. It might drop. Nope. Backing up far enough is the right fielder there to catch up to it. Track it down. Out number 3, McGuy flies out to right. So we had a hit by pitch. No hits, no runs. 1 strikeout. We got the top of the 8th coming out. Coming up. Not coming out. It's coming up. Top of the 8th coming up. Don't go anywhere. All right. Just wanted to ask y'all what y'all thought about this not having a fence in the way of the camera. I love it. I love it. Everything's so much more clear. Anyhow, it is the top of the 8th inning in an 8-4 ball game. Lions trailing by 4 here late. And Catonsville stepping up, take their hacks in the top part of this inning. Don't forget, this Saturday we got a doubleheader at noon right here in Dundalk. Either tune in here on YouTube, so hit the notification button. That way we can tell you all about it when it happens. There's a bunt. He gets it down. Beautiful bunt. Pitcher comes on, gets it, cannot get it out, cannot fire to first. So Angelo Ramirez reaches on a bunt here in the top of the 8th. Very good bunt, I might add. It kind of got lost there in the grass there of the infield. And that brings up Alex Elliott, who's scored once in this game. However, he got trapped in that pretty crazy double play back in the 6th inning. If you guys remember that. Laces it down to third, diving, stop. Wow, fires to second, can't scoop it out of the dirt. And the runner will advance to third. And Elliott will go to first on a fielder's choice.
There we go. Okay, I don't know what happened just now.
And Ramirez will advance to third on the error.
I know that the one to third is an error.
Yeah. Clearly an error.
Would you count the other one as a hit?
Fielder's choice. So no. Because he made the decision to go there instead of over to first. All right, here's the pitch. Hits it to the, it's foul. Not by much. This is Pete Howell batting for Catonsville. With a runner at first and second. No outs here in the top of the 8th. Loud strike. 0-1. Giordani comes home. Dribbler, or not a dribbler, but a ground ball to second. Over to second. Gets the lead runner, but Angelo Ramirez will score on that play. Let me score this real quick. So he's out. Alex Elliott is out. And Howell is going to sit there on first. One out. Runner at first. Catonsville leads 9-4, and that's a high ball to Tony DeAngeli. Oh for 3 today. He digs in. Here comes the pitch. Low and outside. 2-0. Actually, it looks like we got a substitution here. There's number 7. Laces it up to second. Nice stop right there. Digs it out of the ground. Over to first for the out. And he is out. So, who subbed in for Tony DeAngeli?
T. Martinez. I don't know his first name.
Let's call him Martinez. So that was Martinez, number 7.
Yeah.
And he came in 8th inning. Two outs. Thomas Martinez. That's Thomas Martinez. There's a little foul ball there by Lexi's Calderon.
They switched catches. This is 17.
Oh, they're starting to switch this up now. Okay. So number 17's in the game now. Lexi's Calderon is not catching anymore. We'll let you know who this guy is here in a second. Big sweeping curveball falls in there for a strike. 0-2 pitch. Yeah, this is the part of the game where they just start switching on you. This is where it can get a little tricky when you're trying to call the game and write everything down at the same time.
His last name is Titus, Titus. Is number 17. I don't know.
Titus, number 17. There we go. I at least want to get his something about him in there. That way, if they listen later and they're like, "You didn't say his name or whatever," it's like, we're trying, man. We're really trying. 1 and 2 to Titus. See if I can find him real quick.
First initial B.
He steps off the mound, taking a second here. Brian Titus at the plate, so it's Brian Titus.
Yep.
Popped up. Second baseman calls everyone off, makes the catch, and Ryan Titus pops out to end the inning. 1 run scored. It's a 9-4 game. Lions trail the Cardinals by 5. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the bottom of the 8th. Well, we're getting ready to start the bottom of the 8th. I guess technically it's the middle of the 8th, but until the umpire says so. But Christian Figueroa is making his way. Oh, actually, number 6. They're bringing somebody in. Let's see.
No, it's Drew McNew's up.
Oh. Wrong side of the scorecard. That's hilarious. We were just frantically changing over the other scorecard because there were some substitutions. Doyle McNew to lead off the bottom half of this 8th inning. And here comes the first pitch outside. Takes a ball to start this one off. Lions trailing 9-4. They're running out of time. They just got 6 outs to make something happen here. As McNew struck out twice today. And he's also grounded out. Swinging at a high fastball. Not even close. 1-1. Dundalk with 6 hits on the day. And if I'm reading that correctly, 8 errors. Wow. In the dirt. Pops up for a ball. And the Cardinals have just 1 error. But that's really that's one of the big differences in this game. Not just because it's 8 errors against 1, it's because a lot of those errors have resulted in action for the Cardinals, and they're leading 9-4 here late. Laces it to second, but he's right there for the catch. As Doyle McNew line drives out, he made a little bit of noise there, but didn't hit it high enough. So that's going to be like that. And Sam Ritchie steps to the plate, the catcher, who, despite the score, he's caught a really good game. He's stopped a lot of really crazy pitches in the dirt back there. As he goes 1-0 here. Here's the windup in the pitch. Fastball low, strike. 1. As Ritchie struck out back in the 4th. And he reached on a single in the 6th. Inside. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, the reason why it sounded so wicked is because he's wearing one of those guards on his shin, because anytime I see something come close to the shin, I'm like, ah! No, only because I have definitely whacked my shin before. But fortunately, he was wearing a guard there, so he'll go to first on another hit by pitch. And that brings Isaiah Coxon to the plate as he grounds the first ball and takes a wicked bounce. They're going for two. Oh, he didn't touch the bag, but they're going to say he tagged him out. Wow. So despite all that, Doyle McNew almost slid under that tag. The toss over to the second baseman pulled him off the bag, but he was still able to swipe that tag down. So Ritchie doesn't advance, and Coxon reaches on a fielder's choice. Here's a pitch. Here's a little dropper down there to right field for a base hit. And Coxon moves up to second. Count that as a single for Hollingsworth. As the Lions are trying to get something going here, 2 outs with 2 aboard. Tristan Pomeroy steps in. He has 2 strikeouts today. Looking to make something happen here. Down by 5 runs. Here's the pitch. A little too high. He also flew out to center back in the 5th. But he's got 2 runners on here. Swing and a miss at a low one right there. He's got 2 runners aboard, first and second, 2 outs. 1-1 count. Wind is starting to pick up a little bit from behind us, so it'd be from behind home plate, so it's blowing out. He gets a piece of it. The pitcher picks it up, tosses it over to first for the out, and that ends the threat right there as Pomeroy grounds out to end the inning. So no runs, no hits, nothing going on. A couple runners stranded. We head to the top of the 9th. The Cardinals lead the Lions 9-4. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the top of the 9th inning. Catonsville is going to take their hacks here, leading off Christian Figueroa, who's scored in the last inning. Or rather, he scored in the 7th inning. And he's also been a strikeout victim. And he starts off with a strike right here. Lions trailing 9-4, trying to keep it where it's at. Here's the next pitch. Laces to third. He stops it. Spreads out to stop it. Gets up. Tosses it across the field for the out. Made that one look way too easy, but I can tell you that was a crazy, crazy play right there by the third baseman, Devin Hollingsworth, for the first out. So 1 up, 1 down, and that brings Austin Galda to the plate. He swings and misses. And no, there's been a substitution. So number 46 is batting for Galda. I know they keep doing it to us. We're not getting any love back here today. We had to find out on our own. An attempted curveball there. It never broke. So there's a ball.
Last name Hurst, H-U-R-S-T.
H-U-R-S-T?
Yeah, Hurst. Number 46.
Hurst, number 46. Standing in there. Taking the ball. I guess we're just going to have to call it with our eyes, right? If we see an unknown number, and he just hits this one up to center field. It's going to drop in for a single. And Catonsville has a runner aboard with one out. And that's Hurst with a hit today. And Orlando Perez steps up. I know that number. He's number 1. Not literally. Well, wait. How do you say that? His number's number 1, but he ain't number 1.
Yeah.
Because he's not on the Lions. Anyhow, he hits one out to right, and charging in is the right fielder as he makes a catch from his knees for out number 2. In a very difficult catch to make, as Tristan Pomeroy comes charging in, slid down to a knee, scooped it up out of the air, if that makes any sense. Here comes a pitch inside. Did it get a piece of him? It does. And there's a hit by pitch as Roman March will get the first on a hit by pitch. And Hurst will move up to second. But there's 2 outs here. Angelo Ramirez digs in. He scored in his last at-bat, struck out. Here comes the pitch. Hits it foul. And we call that a loud strike. And we've got we had a pitching change for the Lions as Anthony Mahavitz is on the mound now. He's a freshman. Appeared in 4 games so far. Hasn't registered a record yet. Here comes the pitch. Swing and gets a little piece of it. As Angelo Ramirez steps out of the box. So Anthony Mahavitz is pitching for the Lions now. Here in the top of the 9th. He's got 2 outs. Trying to hold Catonsville to where they are. Keep it a 5-run lead. Pitches to the outside. It's a pop-up. Shortstop moving back. Calls everyone off. Brings it in for the 3rd out. No runs. We had a walk. It's 9-4. We're heading to the bottom of the 9th. Do or die time for the Lions. And coming up for the Lions, Ben Hall, Julian Samante, and Ivan Gonzalez. Bottom of the 9th. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to the bottom of the ninth. This is it for the Dundalk Lions, unless they can somehow tie this game or win, but it's do or die time. They need 5 runs here in the bottom of the ninth. We have a new pitcher on the mound for Catonsville, Mark Brady, number 11. He usually plays third base, but they have him out here as a pitcher here in the bottom of the ninth. And leading off for the Lions is Ben Hall, who struck out in his last at bat. He does have a walk. And he's looking to get something going right here as the pitch from Brady is low and outside. 1-0 to start off the bottom of the ninth. Lions are 2-5 in the conference so far. Trying to get to 3-5. A lot of teams haven't played out yet, so they're pretty much like right there in the middle of the pack when it comes to standings. But here they trail by 5 to the essential crosstown rival, if you will, you know. And there's a hit, scooped up by the second baseman, fires a first, and he puts him away. So Ben Hall goes down here in the bottom of the ninth, 1 out. And that brings Julian Samani to the plate. He was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Struck out twice. And here comes the pitch. He looks at a high one for a ball. So moving forward, we have a doubleheader this Saturday. So 2 games this Saturday versus the College of Southern Maryland. And he hits a fly ball to center field. Center fielder's trying to track it. Right fielder's coming on. He can't get to it. It's off the wall. He's going to second. He's going to round. No, he's going to stay right there at second with a standing double. So Julian Samante keeping this game alive with was almost a home run. I mean, it was right there at the wall. The right fielder and the center fielder were charging in on it, and neither could get to it. It falls right there, hitting the wall, and Samante runs there into second with a standing double with 1 out in the bottom of the ninth here. But College of Southern Maryland's coming here on Saturday, first pitch at noon. It's a doubleheader, so make sure you hit the notification button if you're watching here on YouTube right now. We can let you know when we go on the air on Saturday. And right now, here comes the pitch. He puts down a bunt, moves him over to third, and he pulls him off the back, so he's going to be safe. Samante moves up to third, and Gonzalez is going to sit there on first. Wow. That should be an E on Catonsville, their second error of the day right there, pulling him off the bag like that. And Samante moves up to third. So the Lions are in business here. They got 1 out, a runner at first, runners at first and third. GT McGuy at the plate. He's scored in this game. Pitch is low. It popped up. Here comes the runner to home, and Dundalk's going to score right here. Samante comes with the heads-up play on the pass ball. Comes home. It's now a 9-5 game. And then Gonzalez is going to move up to second. So we got a runner on second. 1-0 count to GT McGuy. 1 out. Here comes a pitch. Just a little bit too high for ball 2. Everyone on the Dundalk bench is on their feet now. Everyone's hanging over that guardrail right there, right in front of the dugout. Don't change that dial just yet as he hits one down the right side for a foul. 2-1. Runner still at second. Again, Dundalk's 2-5 in conference play, but a lot of the teams haven't played out their games, haven't played out their conference games just yet. So Dundalk's like still right there in the middle of the pack. That's a called strike on the outside. 2-2. And again, College of Southern Maryland will be here this weekend on Saturday for a doubleheader. So this is a pretty big series coming up. Pretty big doubleheader coming up with Southern Maryland. Swinging a foul. Goes straight back and stays at 2-2. And if somehow Dundalk can pull this one off today, they'd be 3-5 going into this weekend with 2 against Southern Maryland. If not, they'd be 2-6. Not necessarily the end of the world. Fastball high. Full count. Runner on second. GT McGuy digs in. Mark Brady gets his sign, looks back at second, comes home. Fires way too high, and that's a walk. Lions got runners at first and second with 1 out. And Doyle McNew comes to the plate. And we got a pinch runner coming in. So number 4. So GT McGuy has a seat. And coming in for him. What's that? Sammy what?
Sammy
Con. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know that. I should know that anyway. And there's a ground ball to second. 1. Oh, did he get the double play? What's the call here? He's safe. Whew, so he hustled that one. He hustled. So McNew hustles down the line. Reaches on that. So there's out number 2 right there for the force out. But McNew was just blazing down there. And if he wasn't running, if he was running just a little bit slower, this game's over. So there's a pitch low. Sam Ritchie looks at a ball. And that was Sammy Kahn on the put out. Oh, little bouncer up there to the shortstop. He tosses it over to second for the force out, and this game is over. Finish writing his name down right here. The Lions fall to Catonsville, the Cardinals, 9-5. Despite putting on a pretty good show today, there were just way too many errors to overcome. They end the game. Lions end the game with 8 errors. I'm not misspeaking right there. They ended the game with 8 errors. Catonsville had 2 errors. But needless to say, the most important number on that board, on that stat board over there, on the box score, is that final score as the Lions fall 9-5 to the Cardinals. Their next game is this Saturday. Southern Maryland, College of Southern Maryland's coming here to Dundalk for a doubleheader. First pitch is at noon. You can tune in right here on YouTube, or you can just show up down here and check it out for yourself, especially if the weather's lovely. So hopefully we'll see you then. Make sure you hit that notification button. Make sure you hit subscribe. Get your final chats in if you so will. But Lions fall 9-5. They end the game with 8 hits. Cardinals end the game with 9 hits. And definitely got to point. I'd be remiss not to point out that Travis Weaver started the game for the Cardinals. Got 10 strikeouts today before he was relieved by Joel Corona. That's right. Sorry, I can't even read my own handwriting. That's hilarious. By Joel Corona, who came in, and then Mark Brady finishes it out for the Dundalk Lions. Hunter Wright started the game, gave up 4. He was out, and then Evan Giordani came in and kept it close there for a minute, but then just gave up too many runs, ultimately ending and giving up 4 himself, and then Anthony Mahavitz giving up 1 there in the 9th. So 9-5 is your score. We'll see you on Saturday when the College of Southern Maryland comes here. First pitch is at noon. Again, hit that notification button so we can notify you when we come back on the air. Until then, this is Jimmy Flame for the Dundalk Lions. We'll see you then.